everyone, welcome to another video from Small Victories by Johanna Basford. Now I do want to apologise for yet again doing a video from this lovely book, but I am coming quite close to the end and I want to make sure that you don't miss out by me finishing the book and not sharing all the pages with you that you have asked for. A couple of you have asked me to do this page, so today we're going to just do one of the fish. It's going to be a 3-part series and I'm going to be using Black Widow pencils. Now I realise, we've got a Small Victories page as our morning video as well, but I had sort of 3 days before it's time to do the next planner, and these 3 fish, it just felt right to fit in. Now, Black Widows, what I thought I might try to do, I'm going to say try because I may not succeed, is to use one set for each fish. So I've got the spider set, which I thought I would try and use for this fish, and then use other sets for the other fish. I don't know how well it will work, but I'm going to give it a go, and if I run out of colour options, I'll just do something different. But I'm going to start actually with the fins and tail, and I'm going to use this Zephyr blue. So I'm using the spider set. This was the first Black Widow set that I had. In fact, I'm going to just do a light layer across all of this and then a little bit of fussing after. Yeah, this was the second ever gift that I received from a subscriber, and I remember who it was. I don't tend to name names that much. I never know if people want that or not. I think I'm a bit weird in that I wouldn't, but I think most people probably do. But anyway, the lovely lady that sent me these, I still follow her on Instagram actually, but everyone, like all of my Black Widows pencils have been gifted to me, and I really, appreciate it so much. And I know that nowadays people don't have as much money as they did back in the day when I started, so I certainly don't ever expect anything. I do this because I love it. And right, I'm going to do a little bit darker here under the body, just a tad, and then mainly here, and fade it across a little bit. I don't know why, I just feel like I want to do that. I'm going to sharpen my pencil though. Yes, so, but I do make some money out of the adverts and things like that, and affiliate links, so I do get something back from it. But what I really like the most is when I get positive comments, likes, and just people watching, really, because the whole point of this is about trying to spread some happiness and joy and relaxation, and I think colouring can do that for everybody. And so I'm hoping that it will sort of inspire people. And I actually had a message this morning, I think, saying someone had got back into colouring after watching one of my videos, and that's just so lovely, because we all know the benefits of colouring, but we all also know that life can take over and everything else can feel a bit more important than having a bit of self-care, and we do need to remember to look after ourselves. I always feel that if you can take the time to look after yourself in some various ways, then you're a nicer person for everybody else. So I used to think of this when my children were tiny, when they were babies and it was lunchtime and I was really hungry and I was getting hangry, sort of hungry, angry, and they were crying because they were hungry as well. And I was like, I need to feed myself first, because if I don't, I'm going to shout at them and that's not going to help them at all. So I would usually be able to feed all of us at the same time, pretty much, but I would get my food as well as theirs. I wouldn't feed them first, like some mothers would. And if you can do that and you can cope, good on you. But I just couldn't. I'm just going to do a little bit of a line across here. And I knew, oops, I went over there, but never mind. I knew that if I didn't give myself that bit of self-care, I would not be a nice mother. So that was and they got used to it, knowing that you know, they got used to waiting just a little bit longer, and we had a routine where I made food for all of us, and then we sort of all ate together rather than them eating first, sort of thing, and it ended up working very well. Okay, that's that bit. I'm just going to brush off. Now I think I'm going to do the whole of the fish blue, because we've got a couple of other really nice blues in this set, and then we'll do the flowers and bits and pieces in some nice complementary colours. So this is, I say complementary colours in not in an artistic way, I've got no clue, just ones that I think look good. This is Starry Night. Now I've got a piece of tape around the base of this, and there is a reason for that. This particular pencil bleeds into white pen. If you put a dot of white pen on this, it will go neon pink. So I put that little piece of tape on there. I've decided I'm just going to go darker at each end, and I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just going to do it like that. So yes, it's to remind me, so I don't forget, that if I put a white pen dot on top of anything that I colour with this, it will go neon pink, which is never the desired effect, to be honest. So it's a little reminder for me, because otherwise I can't remember. And there's another one in this set with the same thing, the plum pudding it's called. It does the same. So even though these two are the same colour, I've coloured them with different amounts of layers, so they look a little bit different, because I think this bit is drawn in a really different way to this bit. Yeah, I am going to do the eye before we do the next bit of blue, because I'll forget otherwise. And I'm going to do it in a grey. This is called Spiderweb. It's quite a brownish grey. Really, it would look better in a cold grey, like the Greythorn from the Skin Tone set. But because I've set myself a little challenge, I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to make it a little darker here, so and then less on it as we go up and down. So we've got a little bit of white each side, and it makes the eye look a little bit shiny. I mean, it's got a bit of a shine there anyway, because Johanna's coloured that bit in for us and put a little dot. So now I have got my final blue, which is the Forget Me Not, and I'm going to do all the background of the fish. I'm going to give it a sharpen. Oh, my phone's ringing. Right, just someone trying to sell me some loft installation. So Forget Me Not, I think I told you, but I'm reminding myself. I'm going to do the whole of the fish that isn't flowers or leaves with this in. I'm going to try to do a reasonably even layer. It's not my strong point, but we're going to start off like that, and then I'll probably darken a few bits. You can see I've already coloured over that leaf, but hey. Now I'm going quite fast here. You might want to slow down, particularly for neatness benefits, if you wanted yours to look neater than mine. Right, yes, I was saying about self-care, wasn't I? I think there are lots of things that we can do. Something I realised quite a long time ago was that healthy eating was a form of self-care. That and I shouldn't think of it as... I think it's quite easy to get into the way of thinking that eating healthy foods is some kind of punishment, that you know, that giving up sort of sugary things and sweets and desserts and things is a punishment, and that eating vegetables and fruit and whole grains and things like that is actually, you know, not good. We know it's good for us, but it doesn't feel like it's sort of a treat. But I have managed to change my mindset to think that actually when I add some extra broccoli to my dinner, that's an act of self-care. You know, I'm getting more nutrients from my food because I'm doing that. And it's really difficult. It took a long time, you know, to sort of switch over that mindset. I mean, I remember, for example, this is a bit earlier than when I did that. I gave up having sugar when I was, must have been 16 or 17, because I was at school. I was in sixth form. Might have been 18, but anyway, and so I'd given up eating sugar, because been advised to by the doctor for medical reasons. I won't bore you with the details, but anyway, it's all fine. So I was on the school bus and someone's offering around some polos, fruit pastels, sweets, whatever it was, hard candies, you know. And I just took one and said thank you, and then hadn't even remembered that I was supposed to be not eating them. So I'm going back over the edges. I want the edges to be a little bit darker. So if I layer them over again, then they look darker. Can you see? And what I'm trying to do is to do more layers here and less as we come towards the middle, like that. So what I've had to do is to change my mindset with regards to what things I consider to be treats. Now, considering food as a treat, most of us who have tried to go on any sort of diet or healthy eating plan realise that talking about certain foods as treats is not a good way for our head, because it makes it harder to give things up that aren't healthy for us if those things in our head that we're thinking are treats are unhealthy foods. But I treat myself to a sweet potato or an avocado or some mushrooms now, so I've sort of switched that a little bit, and I make myself sound very perfect. I'm really not. I know that I have to do it or else I get unwell, so that motivates too, you know, so that helps a lot. You can feel the difference, but there are lots and lots and lots of other things that we can do as part of our self-care, which are treats for ourselves and our body, which aren't unhealthy. I am going to grab another colour. This is my fang green. He's quite small, and normally I would have replaced him, but buying open stock Black Widows, I'm not sure. Rumour has it you can order them off through their Facebook page, but I haven't tried, so I haven't replaced it yet. But anyway, I'm going to try and fade this leaf to the tip, like that. I'm only probably going to use one colour, but I think it still looks quite fun and different if you fade it. You don't have to. There we go. Try and make it a little bit darker here where they overlap as well. So what I have done is I have got other treats that I give myself instead. Now that would be colouring, huge, you know, but some people buy themselves gifts. I don't really do that. I'm not that sort of person, and that can become unhealthy too, but it depends. As long as you're within your budget, obviously it's all fine, but you know, it can get a little bit tricky. My husband buys himself gifts, and that's okay. He always ensures that we've got the right budget for it. This is toxic green. You can see the een. And I am going to do all these other little smaller leaves, just not those. Okay. But some people like a massage or a facial or a bath, shower, a hair wash, haircut, manicure, those sorts of things. They're all rather good. It's curling up with a good book. Watching a movie or a comedy, you know, and I think it can be really healthy that when we give ourselves one of these treats, it might be every day you sit down to your favourite quiz. Make sure you sort of think of yourself as, I'm having a little rest, a break, and having a treat, because, you know, I deserve to have this. I deserve to have a little bit of time for myself doing something that I really love, which will enable me to have more energy and positivity for the others around me that need me for whatever reason they might, you know. And that's how I sort of look on it, that it's almost like you're recharging your batteries so that you're ready to take on the world again. This is the cicada, and I'm going to do these little leaves. I'm doing the same thing on all of them, a little bit darker. Whoops, in the base, trying not to go on the petal, but you know, hey. So that's if we can tell ourselves that that's the reason we're doing it, and there shouldn't ever be any guilt, you know. We do deserve to make ourselves a better person, and by taking time for ourselves, doing things that we love and enjoy, we are going to be happier people to be around. And it's important. I mean, obviously we have responsibilities and duties that we need to do, and that's all fine, and we do need to make sure we do those. So we might have children to look after, husbands, parents, we might have a job to do. This is the amethyst. I'm going to do this great big one here with the amethyst, and I'm going to do exactly the same, darker at the base, lighter at the tip, just nice, easy, relaxed colouring. So yes, we do have things that we need to do, and of course I personally find that I can't properly relax and enjoy what I'm doing until I know that I've done my duties. That might be on a particular day, I might have a certain chore I need to do, or I might have to get breakfasts done to get children out of the door, or whatever it might be. You know, this morning it's Saturday actually today, so I had to, I didn't get up early, but I did need to get myself sorted out to go shopping, sort out the shopping list and all that sort of thing. So there were little things to do, and I got those done before I settled down and did it. Actually, I didn't do it. This is the first colouring I've done today. It's actually afternoon. I actually sat down and made some swatch charts for you instead, because I thought they might be useful and I just fancied having a go. I'm not sure about the flower centre yet, so I'm going to move on to a different flower first. This is how I procrastinate when I'm colouring. I'm not a procrastinator really. Ones of my sons, my husband are, but I'm not really. This is plum pudding. My one son tells me, again look, tape on the end. One son tells me he is, but he really isn't. He does a little bit. I think we all do a little bit, but he really doesn't. And so yeah, I was making the swatch chart for you guys. You would have. It's a bit annoying because I made the video and then I thought afterwards it would be useful to have one, so I didn't tell you about it in the video, but I have told you about it in the community tab on my channel, which is that I did some metallic videos. It was this week's planner, and then I realised that some people really dislike metallic pencils, and I can understand why. Personally I like them, but the colours are dull, they're not very shiny, and they're different to a lot of pencils. You haven't got the lovely vibrancy. So I made a couple of swatch charts. One, they were Castle Arts metallic, so I thought I'd compare them to polychromos. For there's quite a few of you I know have polychromos. I think this is a different colour flower, and so I thought I'd compare them to those, and then I'll do some others as well. So I did the polychromos. It was actually quite hard because the here's the cyanide pink for this one. Because the metallics are so different to other brands, matching the colours was tricky. But anyway, I did it to the best of my ability. I mean, you might disagree with my choices, but hopefully it would help you. If you're colouring along, they don't need to be perfect matches. You can just have a look and think, well, that's similar, so I'll have a go at that. That sort of thing. I'm going to do my flower middles in some yellows, I think. I think yellow, particularly with the purple, is going to go quite well with it's amethyst, isn't it? So anyway, I made these a swatch chart, and then I thought these matches aren't very good. This is egg yolk. I'm going to use it for here. So I thought, well, maybe if I use castles, they might use the same pigments for the metallics as they do for the main pencils. It was much harder. It was quite strange. They obviously didn't. So I'm trying to make this darker on the edge and fading it towards the middle a little bit. I'm going to emphasize that with a different pencil. I'm just sharpening it. What's it called? It is the Stink Bug. Great name. Stink Bug. There we go, that's me, stink bug. I'm a bit of a sweaty person, so I'm probably really stinky all the time. Oh. Anyway, quite just a bit of darker colour around that edge, and then I'm going to get a lighter colour for the middle. I think I'm going to use the lemonade actually. This one's really long. You can tell I don't like yellow. Not very much, so I'm going to just try and go over that a little bit and do a slightly lighter central area. Now I'm going to do this one just in the lemonade. It's quite pale, you can see that, but I think it works. It's almost like a lemon, but I suppose lemonade, it makes sense, doesn't it? Now the yellow in the set that I do like is the banana, so I'm just going to sharpen that and use it for these little ones. There we go, banana. So my task, my homework for you today, is to have a little think about what sorts of things you can do to give yourself some self-care. Not selfish, just to make yourself a better person for everyone around you. So actually quite the opposite. It's actually completely the opposite of selfish. It's so have a think about what you can do, what you enjoy. Maybe colouring this fish might be a good start. I'm not sure whether you like this one or not. Now I have a feeling that I have done a swatch chart. I've done a swatch chart for Black Widows, but I'm not sure if I've done a comparison one if you've got other pencils. If I've done one, it's in the description, because I can't remember. I do so many. Yeah, I'm getting old, can't remember. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. As I say, we'll do the other ones as well, and I'll use the other, hopefully I'll be able to do that, so I'll use the Scorpion set and the Cobra set on other days. And we just, ooh, there's a car alarm going. Oh, it's fine. So we'll do the other colours on other days and see what I can come up with. I think it can be quite interesting. We certainly won't have a blue fish when we use the Cobra set, because there's no blue. So I think I'll have to do a different colour fish each day. That'll be different as well. But anyway, I'm going to stop wittering. I'm going to go. So have a super day. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe and comment if you can, if you haven't already. Thank you so much and happy colouring.